Hello, my name is Lola, and I'm going to be reacting to Black Friday 2021 Kill Count by DeadMeat. Um, how was your guys' Thanksgiving? I mean, mine was good. It's really great. I got to see family I haven't seen in a while, and yeah, it's really cool. Hanging out, talking, eating. I ate a lot of turkey, man, and ham was so good, especially with honey. Ugh. It's so good, and you know, let, let me know how your Thanksgiving was. Or if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, that's okay too. Anyway, this kill count. Yeah, I've never seen this movie. All I know is that Bruce Campbell's in it, and the dude that plays the dude that played Spawn, and there's freaking zombies, alien zombies, or something like that. I never seen this movie, but yeah, it's not every day that you see Ash Williams and Spawn like team up together, take down zombies, which honestly sounds like it would be a dope movie. just see, just see Ash pull out a chainsaw and see Spawn use his powers and all that to take them out. That'd be so dope. Anyway, yeah, let's check this out. And if you want to like, comment, subscribe my channel, you can. If you don't want to, that's fine too. Here we go.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Black Friday, released in 2021. Black Friday is a horror comedy set on the titular holiday, that disgusting celebration of consumerism that has gotten people killed in real life. Much like Cooties, it features an ensemble cast who play a group of toy store employees. On the night of Thanksgiving, they find their customers even more aggressive than usual, thanks to an invasion of parasitic aliens. Black Friday is a movie that I really want to like. I mean, look at this cast. It's my boy Devon Sawa and freaking Bruce Campbell. But it's not funny enough to succeed as a comedy and nowhere near scary enough to work as horror. It's shot more like an indie comedy from the 90s, without any sense of danger or urgency to it. The whole movie feels smaller than it should, with the characters sometimes standing around not even worried about the infected shoppers. I couldn't find the movie's budget anywhere online, but I have to assume it was small. That's not always a death sentence for a horror movie, but this one's simply unable to rise above its discount price. During my research, I did find out why it was so hamstrung. We can blame our least favorite infectious foe, COVID-19. Filmed in the winter of 2020, before vaccines were available, Black Friday was the first project back for many of the cast and crew, who had to face stringent on-set restrictions. They weren't allowed to use fake smoke or smog, and even worse, they were limited to using 5 background extras at a time.
How the hell are you supposed to make a zombie slash monster movie with infected shoppers with 5 people at a time?
You can't really. I still think there are plenty of other issues with the tone and script, but it's hard to make this kind of movie with those restrictions. It's not a total lost cause. The actors do their best and occasionally shine. Plus, even though it's got some suspect CG, there are also awesome practical monsters created by Robert Kurtzman, the veteran effects artist who was the K co-founder in K&B FX. At the very least, it's another holiday-themed horror movie, and you know I've got a soft spot for those. Most of the time. How many Black Friday shoppers will get... What the hell is that?
Santa Claus!
Oh my god. Is this Santa's naughty or nice list? No, it's his shopping list! And look what's right on top. Today's sponsor, Dr. Squatch. The North Pole knows that Dr. Squatch works as a gift for even the most difficult relative or friend. They've got a wide variety of scents and products for your entire cleaning routine, including soaps, hair care, deodorant, and more. Looks like we can call them Frugal Claws too, since the holidays are the best season for deals at Dr. Squatch, including their Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales. With limited edition snowy pine tar and frosty peppermint scents, Old St. Nick can spread the holiday spirit through smells. And their scents don't just smell like nature, they're made with nature, being made of at least 98% natural ingredients. Just imagine settling into a nice bath on Christmas Day, the natural scents of frosty peppermint wafting over you. It's like being transported to a Christmas wonderland.
What the? Why are you naked?
That's better. All of the scent, none of the drama. You don't have to wait for Santa. New customers can use code DSQ DeadMeat25 to get 25% off orders that are $40 or more. That's code DSQ DeadMeat25 for 25% off Dr. Squatch orders that are $40 or more. Anyway, where was I? Oh, right. How many Black Friday shoppers will get bruised and bashed like a Thanksgiving cranberry? Let's find out and get to the kills.
Yeah.
The movie begins on a misty November morning. At Walmart, a guy named Monty preps for Black Friday, though that font seems less holiday spirit and more spirit Halloween. When a meteorite punches a hole through the ceiling, wise man Monty follows the North Star fragment and finds something gross and pulsating. It splooges his face with a tentacle, and his co-workers find him transformed off screen. This is one of those messy movies when it comes to kills. I'll count transformations, but only if they're named characters or featured extras. I'm not gonna count the transformed randos in the background, especially since it'd probably be inconsistent. Loungy holiday music plays over Gaussian blurred, public domain looking holiday havoc. It's like a lesser version of Krampus's opening, which also featured retail hysteria. This is the shopping hell of Black Friday, which will soon be arriving at We Love Toys. Co-workers Ken and Chris are carpooling there for their late night shift.
Coming to the ring, weighing 35 pounds, looking like an absolute vegetarian. Chris Gadecki!
They're bros. Ken is played by my boy Devin Sawa, who's been 3 different characters in Chucky, not to mention the OG FD precog and the ultimate Halloween stoner.
Oh, yeah.
He's a divorced dad who's been working at We Love Toys for 10 years, and is bummed he had to drop his daughters off at their mom's for Thanksgiving. Chris has only worked there for 2 years, earning money for the rent his wealthy parents charge him. Inexplicably, he's introduced with below-the-shoulder shots that hide his face, looking like the panicky pair of boobs in Airplane. I don't understand this directing decision. What do they think this is? Dream's face reveal? Their fellow toy lover staff members include Ken's work crush Marnie, resident Universal soldier Archie, elderly employee Ruth, and corporate kiss-ass Anita, who, like Lucy, is their employee of the month. Sorry, Zoran. How could I say no to this? It's already shaping up to be a not-so-silent night, with a festive flu making its way through customers and employees. This humbug is a result of meteor showers in the area, but slacker Bircher ain't interested in following that news. He'd rather watch Curse of Chucky, a reference to Sawa's twin roles in the Toys TV series. Bircher steps out for a smoke break, where this smoker's ass gets smoked by an unseen assailant. The guy should have listened to the sign. Back inside, floor manager Brian gathers the employees for an announcement. Like Chris, regional manager Jonathan is also introduced with a slow reveal, but this time it makes sense, since it's the chin himself, Bruce Campbell, who also produced the film. Jonathan's a stingy, cowardly boss who tells his staff their breaks won't be paid. Not very groovy, and against type for Campbell, who specifically did not want to play Ash Williams again. As the clock strikes midnight, they let the customers inside. This montage should be a shot of energy, but instead it mostly falls flat. Feels like everyone's just kind of pretending. And of course, not helped by the lack of extras. Plus, because of the small budget, Black Friday couldn't afford licensing fees for real toys, and they had to use royalty-free holiday music that was made by director Casey Tebow in GarageBand. This is only Tebow's second narrative feature. He previously directed music videos and concert films. Specifically, a lot of stuff with Aerosmith. Tebow, who comes from a graphic design background, said he wanted to make a movie that young horror fans would enjoy. I think he mostly succeeds. I could see myself loving this as a 13-year-old. Chris is in a sticky situation at the cash register, not helped by this rude fucking broad.
Will you hurry up? Ma'am, I'm trying.
Shut up, Karen.
Get it together, Deckless.
Chris is a germaphobe, which routinely affects his work performance, but an unsympathetic Brian still orders him to clean up puke. Better break out that weird smelling sawdust, dude. But this ain't your bog standard barf. It's some alien gunk spewed by an alien hunk. A sick shopper who was shown outside earlier with his wife. Now they're both xenomorphed into rage zombies. Chris manages to subdue the hostile shoppers, but his violent actions get him tied up by his co-workers?
This is a citizen's arrest.
They seriously zip tie him to a chair? What the fuck? With the store clearing out due to Chris's kerfuffle, Ken takes a radical break from training new employee Emmett. Emmett wanders off and finds a sick customer, but when he moves to help her, she gets handsy and gives him a Spider-Man kiss, and not the sexy upside down kind. Ken fights her off so he and Emmett can go to the back, where they corroborate Chris's claims that something is seriously wrong with the shoppers. Jonathan joins them, rocking his style that's, like, honestly man, it's like halfway to Hitler. He tries to dismiss the situation, concerned about about the profits they're losing. But the others become convinced when Emmett starts spitting up toothpaste. Minty! Anita tries to help, but he Frenches her with his alien tongue. He joins the count when he finishes transforming into a screamy Mimi mutant. The workers hold him off with a cake from the break room.
Hey, corporate sent that!
But it's Archie and his nail gun that sends Emmett scampering away. With the cops unavailable, the group calls a neighboring store. Sounds like the Woodfield Mall location.
Hello, Schomburg.
Hello? Oh, thank God. Our shoppers are going crazy. They're attacking us. We can't get out.
Screenwriter Andy Groskowiak was inspired by working at a Toys R Us in the Chicagoland area, which is why the characters name drop Chicago suburbs like Schaumburg and Bartlett. However, the film takes place in Boston and was largely shot in a former Babies R Us in Attleboro, Massachusetts. Director Tebow wanted to shoot in his home state and employ local cast and crew. Respect for that. Anita starts mutating as well, getting her added to the kill count. The workers flee back onto the floor, where they discover a legion of killer customers, one of whom is dragging an employee sold for 50% off. Archie figures these holiday hooligans are spawning from the employee exit. He takes a gamble, recruiting Brian and Chris to venture into the dark night and seal off the store. Ken takes the rest of the group to hunker down in the office, then leaves for an unpaid bathroom break, which Jonathan tags along for. While Ken is fetching his bathroom booze, Mrs. Max style, he's reminded that he let a truck driver back here earlier. This guy Lou, looking and sounding like Tom Anderson from Beavis and Butthead.
Bathroom.
Hey.
I'm parking a Buick, man.
God, you can see the squiggling outlines on this guy. A now infected Lou emerges and attacks Ken, straight up throwing him through the wall into the ladies' room. This is an all genders bathroom now. Jonathan tosses Ken a piece of his broken booze bottle, which Ken uses to stab the infected Lou through the neck. Back on the floor, Archie and these jugheads creep through the way too empty holiday hellscape. Not much of a sense of danger here until Brian pops the silence. That brings around two infected shoppers who Archie handily handles. He kills one with a nail gun before she can attack Chris, and bashes down another that tries to run in through the side door. Archie is played by Michael Jai White, a martial artist actor probably best known as Spawn, or as a damn good Jax in Mortal Kombat Legacy. Ruth and Marnie watch the security cams and see the boys close off the exit. Then Marnie notices the shoppers are congregating somewhere else in the store. She follows them to Santa's Village, a display section that's been harboring some goopy alien spores. Those spores have now hatched into a blob-looking pink mass, and as Marnie watches, two shoppers help it grow by slithering their way into the galactic chewing gum. Anyone got head and shoulders for this thing? One very out-of-place wipe later, Marnie shares this discovery with her co-workers. She figures the customers outside won't stop coming until they reach the pink parachute mass. Ken is fed up with this Christmas craziness, so he tries to grab his holiday bonus and leave. He finds the bonus drawer full of nothing though, not even a subscription to the Jelly of the Month Club. Jonathan reveals that there are no bonuses this year, which earns him a big lump of coal. The argument is interrupted by Ruth, who spots a maniac cop car approaching the store. Her excitement is flattened when the cruiser comes crashing through the front, its driver already dead. Both of them are added to the count, and the movie can continue on a bit more ruthless. The breach allows the holiday horde to get inside, so the remaining employees scatter in an attempt to get away. Archie once again rescues Chris from an attack by sticking a screwdriver into an infected shopper's eye. But then Archie gets bitten on the arm, and I guess that'll also cause an infection? Sure. Archie bunkers down and buys Chris some time, going all Bronze Tiger on two more shoppers with his wall martial arts. He doesn't fare as well against the final boss, this Grinch-looking mutant who's been making raptor sounds. Yo, for real though, that sound like a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Injured, Archie staggers for a few steps before getting webbed in the head. Chris witnesses this and, wait, Chris, why the fuck are you still here, man? I guess he didn't want to miss Archie's exit wounds. Chris is chased by a monstrously mutated Emmett, who's played by Louis Kurtzman. Since he's the son of makeup artist Robert Kurtzman, they already had his body and head cast from previous projects. Chris makes it to the loading dock, where Marnie beats the new hire with a wrench. She bashes him aplenty, so maybe I should put him on the count.
It never really did.
Alright, he stays off the count. Shin's orders. The lights go out, so the survivors gather around a crate of novelty lights. They bond with each other about how they came to work in retail. Their testimonies range from tragically realistic,
Got laid off. Told my wife it'd be temporary,
to a naked appetite for power.
This is my place. You can reprimand somebody, and they have to listen to you.
Chris complains that this toy dreamland is nothing more than a spiritual breakdown.
It's a prison. It's a ruse. It's a lie.
Chris's actor Ryan Lee is probably best known for his younger appearances in Super 8 and Goosebumps. I also thought he was hilarious in the sadly short-lived Trophy Wife. He's joined here by a fellow former child actor playing Marnie, Ivana Bacaro, who you've probably seen in Guillermo del Toro's Pan's Labyrinth. Determined to have one last Thanksgiving dinner, Marnie fetches some deli meat out of the fridge. Give me some turkey, baby. It's a nice moment until an argument breaks out between Chris and Ken. Ken calls Chris a waste of potential, and Chris says Ken treats this job like it's high school, and he's the cool popular guy. But I don't know if that's true.
I will fucking kill you, nerd.
Never mind. Bit of a Flight 180 turn for your character there, pal. I have issues with this script and some character inconsistencies, but I do think this is the best scene of the movie. It works because the actors get to engage with their characters on a deeper level than just jokes and plot movement.
You got a lot to learn, kid.
Kid? You're not your kid. You see me way too often to be your actual child.
Chris brings up Ken's courtship of the much younger Marnie, who admits that she thinks of Ken as nothing more than a Delphi makeout bud.
Passes the time.
With the mood sufficiently soured, they decide to look for a way out. They realize Lou's truck is still parked in the loading bay, and Marnie remembers him saying that the keys were still in the ignition. Their planning is interrupted by the infected Emmett, who survived his earlier beating.
I told you they never die.
That you did, Bruce. That you did. Even with Emmett's new set of choppers, Ken's able to put him down with some help from Brian. They finally add him to the count via beating with a nearby tool bag. Ken hasn't emerged unscathed, though. He finds a bite mark on his arm, meaning he'll soon be a friendly ghost. Chris and Marnie try to think of a solution, but Ken opts to stay behind, even though he had just been talking about surviving to see his daughters again. The rest of the crew heads off for Lou's truck as Ken waits around for the infection to take him. He passes the time with Dour Dennis, a malfunctioning recalled toy voiced by Sawa's Idle Hands co-star Seth Green.
Been a long day. Been a long day.
Green did this as a favor for his friend, director Tebow, who is credited as a producer on Green's directorial debut, Changeland. Green recorded his Dour Dennis lines in an hour over Zoom. Ken's attention is drawn to a banging near the doors. It's the super mutant shopper who killed Archie. This creepy crawler is actually the angry grandma who yelled at Chris earlier. She was last seen sitting above the pink blob, back when it looked more like Nimbar. With the confirmation that this monster was an established character, I'll put her infection on the count. While Granny Grinch's human form was played by Peg Holzheimer, her infected form is portrayed by Mark Steger. This experienced creature actor has been on the kill count before, as a couple of monsters in Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, and as the Demogorgon in Stranger Things. The creature, credited as Monster Angry Gran, was designed to be vulture-like in its appearance, showing what Tebow thinks of Black Friday shoppers. The SLC punk roller skates away and tosses Dennis as a distraction. The malfunctioning toy sparks up and starts a fire. Good thing they recalled this infant incinerator. Thing was too dour for kids anyway.
My wife left me, so I guess they can do whatever the fuck.
All of a sudden, the other surviving employees are in Lou's truck, or at least a set that's supposed to be a truck bed. Really wish this movie had more money. Chris wriggles through a roof hatch and gets outside, but attracts the attention of an infected Bircher. Ironically, this Bircher seems to be for collectivism, since he brings a horde to Chris's location. Chris can't figure out how to start Lou's truck, forcing him to retreat back to the others. With aliens punching their way in, the group is forced back into the warehouse, which is filled with smoke from the Dour Dennis fire. They comment on the smoke, but we're never given a reverse shot to show the danger. I hate watching people talk about things we can't see.
I can't see anything.
Yeah, us neither, dude. And all of a sudden they're on the roof. Sure, whatever. With the fire spreading in the store and the off-brand Deadites blocking their escape hatch, Jonathan decides he's had enough of this alien apocalypse. He offers to give his life to save the others, even though literally 5 minutes ago he was ready to sacrifice Brian.
Well, unfortunately, these things are hungry, and, well, you're the slowest and the juiciest.
This last-minute face turn wasn't in the original script and was added by director Casey Tebow. With a final fuck you to holiday shoppers, he takes a hairy pitfall into the Crimson crowd, though Campbell is spared the usual geyser of blood that comes with trapdoor-related deaths. Not sure why, but in the wake of Jonathan's death, Brian feels compelled to make a confession.
I bit Ken.
Yep, turns out Ken's bite mark was actually from Brian, meaning, like Santa, his infection isn't real. Sorry, kids. Marnie gets mad and starts a fight that knocks her and Brian off the roof. The good news is, they've accidentally found a way to escape. The bad news is, at least for germophobic Chris, their landing pad is a pile of garbage. Chris is hesitant to jump, but the pink mass bursting through the roof gives him a helpful
God, it looks so
Back
terrible.
inside, Ken gets some service on his phone and discovers his family is safe at an evacuation site. His victory is short-lived, since the monster grandma Gran grabs him. She drags him onto the main floor, where this cotton candy glob is reaching Clownzilla proportions. As Ken watches, Gran gives herself over to the growing mass. He hits her with his skate as a parting fuck you. Outside, the remaining crew witnesses what that pink glob's been growing into. A giant melty kaiju that would send any Power Ranger packing. It could only have one name.
It's Mom fucking Kong.
Mama Kong? How the hell did they not go with Karen Kong? It was right there. This thing is a practical suit worn by an actor, shot against a green screen to make them 80 feet tall. Kurtzman was thrilled to work on it. Brian decides that it's his turn to become uncharacteristically heroic. Since the creature is made of shoppers, he tries to talk it down with customer service, only for the alien monster to flick Brian away like a paper football at the kids' table. Ken manages to escape the flaming toy store and reunite with his work friends in the parking lot. Like all good roller skaters, he's got a brand new key, to his car that is, so they can get away. Unless this Cloverfielder strikes them out first. Chris gets an idea and has Ken distract the not-so-little giant while he makes a run to a nearby forklift, whose driver met a chewy off-screen end. Unlike Lou's truck, Chris does know how to operate a forklift. He mentioned getting certified earlier. And if he's like my buddy Rick, he'll never shut up about it either. Love you, Rick. Chris starts driving the forklift towards the giant monster, which thwips onto the vehicle as Chris sets it in reverse. The creature strains to pull in its prey, and when Chris leaps from it, it yanks the forklift straight into its face. Well, one of its faces. There must have been some tetanus on those metal tines, since the eye stab is enough to collapse this Christmas kaiju back into the flaming wreckage. I know this thing is made up of a bunch of infected shoppers, but I'm still only counting it as one kill. It's fine. With the immediate threat neutralized, the survivors pile into Ken's car. The movie ends as the trio drives to greener pastures, passing by a couple of other giant creatures that watch them from neighboring stores. How many people got slashed like prices on Black Friday? Let's find out and get to the numbers. But first, I gotta be a boss. Attention, DeadMeat team. Yes, attention, DeadMeat team. This is your boss, James A. Janice, broadcasting over the mandatory home PA system that I made you all install. Just letting you know that this year there will be no holiday bonuses, at least in money form. Instead, I'll be giving you Chucky dolls. We have way too many of them in this house, and Chelsea doesn't like it when I bring them to bed with us. So, thank you. Have a good day.
But I already have one of those. Typical Chucky.
Jesus Christ.
I counted 26 kills, or transformations of actual characters, in Black Friday. The victims included 13 males, 12 females, and one big old kaiju thing. That gives us this pie chart, but since it's the day after Thanksgiving, let's have a second pie, showing how 15 victims were people who got killed or infected, 10 victims were infected people getting killed, and again, one was a giant kaiju thing. With a runtime of 84 minutes, we had a kill on average every 3.23 minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to that mega monster at the end, if only for the movie's commitment to this insane-looking practical creature. Dull machete for lamest kill will go to Brian, since his actions felt unmotivated, and it's a bloodless flick. And that's it. Black Friday was released in 2021, just a week before the actual holiday. We're back to weekly episodes now, so tune in Friday for Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Until then, I'm James A. Janice. This has been the Kill Count. Hey everybody, thanks a lot for watching this Kill Count. Even though I don't agree with Black Friday, that's the world we live in, so I guess we gotta play ball. Hop on over to DeadMeatStore.com on Cyber Monday for deals on merch, and new merch items being released. Lately, our coordinator, Ben, new title for him, has been working really hard on getting new merch out, so expect to see a lot more options in the store, and at conventions when you meet us. Speaking of which, we'll be at Season Screamings on December 2nd to the 4th. It's at the Pasadena Convention Center, so come meet us and check it out. One of the nights, I think Saturday, we'll be hosting a secret screening. It's for an upcoming holiday horror movie, starring someone who is in one of this year's most notorious horror movies. Really can't wait to host that screening. Chelsea and I will be there all weekend, again at the Pasadena Convention Center. So come on by and say hi and meet some other people. I think a bunch of Mike Flanagan people are gonna be there. Hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving with minimal family arguments. Thanks everyone. Be good people.
Yeah, oh my god, that movie looks so bad. Like, oh my god. And like I said, like, man, it would have been cool if like freaking Ash Williams and Spawn just like teamed up and like were taking down zombies. That would have been awesome. That would have been dope as hell, man. And of course, You know, a lot of other horror characters. I didn't know that. That's a girl from Pan's Labyrinth, man. I love that movie, Pan's Labyrinth. That's a really good movie, man. Uh, yeah, Black Friday, man. It's insane, man. Like, you got people that like they get killed over presents. They get killed over. I think one person I've seen got killed over a TV. I was like, oh my god, dude, that's so stupid, man. Like, of all things to kill somebody over, like, man. I have not seen on the news yet of what's going on this recent Black Friday. But I just know, like last year and the year before, it's nothing but chaos. Like, oh my god, man, people like just ransacking the place. People just charging in. People get trampled. I think I've seen one where I think a couple of people like got trampled to death. I think one of them was a little kid. I was like, what the freak, man? Like, it's just so stupid, man. Yeah, the movies. Yeah, it's really bad, man. It just like Campbell's death. Like, all of a sudden, like he went from being like the boss to being like, oh, like, if it ever comes down to it, I would sacrifice you. And then next minute, like, literally, he like, oh, I've killed myself. That's it. Like, what? Like, makes no sense. It's just messed up the way how Jamal White and Campbell went out. Like, what the? Like, it's just so out of nowhere. Makes no sense. Uh, well, anyway, that's my reaction to Black Friday 2021 Kill Count by DeadMeat. I hope all you guys had a wonderful, great Thanksgiving. Or if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, don't care. I just hope you had a great day. And yeah, everybody take care of yourselves and each other. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.